So a guy who takes Rolexes, a guy who only travels in Rolls Royces, a guy who has an audacity to call his own secretary a term a prostitute, which was last time used by at that level by Karna to Draupadi when Karna calls Draupadi a prostitute. And this person, I mean, for me, it's going to be really tough to accept him like Bhagwan. I mean, I'm sorry to say that, but it's going to be really tough for me to do that.
Accept him as a fellow being.
If you ask me personally, you are personally is more qualified for the position of Bhagwan in my eyes. नमस्कार, मेरा नाम है सुशील सिंह और आप देख रहे हैं इकोलेस। जब भी मां आनंद शीला का नाम सामने आता है तो बहुत सारे लोगों को भगवान श्री रजनीश दिखाई पड़ते हैं या वो कंट्रोवर्सीज नजर आती हैं जो अमेरिकन सरकार ने, मेरी नजरों में जो मैंने पढ़ा है उसके अनुसार, अमेरिकन सरकार ने एक तरह से डर के मारे जानबूझ के कंट्रोवर्सीज क्रिएट करी मां आनंद शीला के आसपास, उनको परेशान करने की कोशिश की गई, उनके ऊपर आरोप लगाए गए जो आज तक वो साबित इसीलिए हुए चूंकि वहां का जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट अटॉर्नी था उसने जानबूझ के उनको साबित करवाया है। मैं अमेरिका को बहुत नजदीक से जानता हूं और मुझे पता है अगर डिस्ट्रिक्ट अटॉर्नी कोई चीज साबित करना चाहे कोई उसे रोक नहीं सकता। मां आनंद शीला को भी अमेरिका ने सिर्फ इसलिए पनिश किया क्योंकि उनकी हिम्मत का, उनके व्यक्तित्व का, उनकी ब्रेवरी का, बहादुरी का अमेरिका सरकार के पास कोई जवाब नहीं था। तो अमेरिकन्स क्या करते हैं, जब जवाब नहीं होता तो पनिश करते हैं। तो मां आनंद शीला को पनिश किया गया उसके लिए। मां आनंद शीला से ये जो मेरी बातचीत होने वाली है, मैं बहुत एक्साइटेड हूं इसको लेकर के, क्योंकि मैंने इनको बहुत ट्रैक किया है। नेटफ्लिक्स पे जो 2 डॉक्यूमेंट, वाइल्ड वाइल्ड कंट्री है एक, और दूसरी फाइंडिंग शीला है जो मां आनंद शीला की अपनी कहानी है। आप दोनों देखिए नेटफ्लिक्स पे, आपको पता चलेगा कि मैं कितनी महान हस्ती से आज ये अपनी बातचीत करने जा रहा हूं। मेरी नजरों में मां आनंद शीला का स्थान बहुत ऊंचा है। मैं ये नहीं कहूंगा कि मां आनंद शीला है तो मेरी मां के बराबर है, बिकॉज आई रियली लाइक्ड हर, so I will not say that, but I'll only say that I love talking to people who made history. आज हम बात करेंगे मां आनंद शीला से और समझेंगे वो जो इतिहास रहा है उसमें उनका वो रोल था जो अमेरिकन्स ने क्लेम किया था या उनके ऊपर आरोप फर्जी लगाए गए थे। बहुत बहुत थैंकफुल हूं मैं कि उन्होंने मुझे ज्वाइन किया है आज। डू यू रियली थिंक ओशो रजनीश वाज भगवान?
Definitely. For
Okay.
me, he was no less than Bhagwan, though I don't know who Bhagwan is. But from the connotations of Bhagwan, he was a super person.
So let me define
He was
Bhagwan.
my Superman.
Okay. Okay. So let me give you a little bit of definition. Okay, Bhagwan Buddha, right? Bhagwan Buddha was somebody to whom we can, when we see him, what we see is that he is someone who can see the matrix, or in Hindi we say Maya Jal. So Bhagwan Buddha could see that, okay, this is the basic, this is how the world is made. Do you think that Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh was able to see that?
Not only he was able to see, he had created Mayajal around him.
That's true.
So, in my mind, I have no doubts about Bhagwan and his abilities and his fine analysis and fine understanding of humans. For me, I don't compare him with anybody because it would be unfair to the other and it would be unfair to him too. For me, he is a person who deserve all that we can offer him in names and titles, though he doesn't require any of it. We should be proud of him as humans, that he is in our time. He was born in our time, and we had the experience of living life with him and use his teachings to our advantage.
That's true. But let me ask you another thing. When I was listening to some of the comments which he was making for you after he was obviously not happy, those comments were very humanly. They were not of comments of a god. They were very humanly comments, and I would not want to discuss those comments and dignify them, but very humanly statements which he was making against you. So that's where I thought that even if he was God, but for me, and please understand what I'm saying, I am not of the generation in which he was there. I am looking at him from a very practical angle. Okay. And I think that the way he was speaking for you, it was very humanly.
For me,
Yes, ma'am.
he was contemporary. He was another human being and living next door. What he said about me shows even the greater ability that when he could be angry and when he was feeling being a human, he did not hesitate for a moment not to be human. He didn't pretend. He said all the nasty things of the world to me. But only in deep love one can say that. Otherwise, you will think twice about it. Only when you are truly angry, your anger is crystallized. You can say that. And for me, it makes no difference. He could have said even few more things to unburden his anger towards me. I would have taken it. I would have accepted it.
No, but I was like, I mean, when I was watching when you, in 2019, when you came to India, I got an opportunity to watch that documentary. If you ask me personally, you personally is more qualified for the position of Bhagwan in my eyes in comparison to anybody else who was there at that point in time, because you took things head on, you fought, because I go to US every 3 months, and I know the lawyers and I know how pathetic these attorney generals are, because they are low paid. They don't get enough money from the American government, so they always want to create one evil to another. Everything for them is a evil. Whenever they speak, I mean, there is one terminology which they have defined for themselves: anything which doesn't fit my criteria is an evil. So it doesn't matter. But for me, it was you who was actually Bhagwan, if you ask me personally.
So I thank you for this compliment, but I tell you, I am simple, a human person, and I live life of human dignity. And it is because of the same dignity that I have seen my parents live their lives. So I'm copying them. I'm Xeroxing myself. And that is the right way. But I personally would like to tell you and all your listeners feel proud of Bhagwan. Men like this does not happen in million years. And I had the honor of being his secretary and work with him.
I was watching your interview to one of the Americans, and the intensity which you had in your eyes.
I don't run for cover. And person like you make me run for cover? Ah, that's a joke.
The honesty of the statements which you are making. I mean, had the Christians not thought that Bhagwan Rajneesh might destroy the Christianity completely, and I'm saying it upfront, had they not thought, I mean, the kind of statements you were in my eyes, you were a revolutionary. The way you were talking to them without any fear, you were determined, you were fearless. You just, you wanted to prove a point, and the best thing is that you never wanted to prove a point to the world. You wanted to prove a point to Osho, nobody else, to him only.
Right.
That yes, I know how to do it. And when he started making those statements, that's where. But I mean, maybe I did not understand him more. By the way, I have all his books. At least I can say that maybe 20 of his books. But I did not get an opportunity to read them. But if you're saying so, I will definitely look into it. But so far, I haven't read them.
They are worth reading, or you don't have time to read. Get yourself set of headphones, which I don't have the correct one, offer you, and you listen to him when his audio tapes or videotapes.
I don't like his accent. I heard some of them. I don't like his accent. I'm sorry, but I'm just being honest with you. Okay, I'm just being honest with you.
That is not problem for me. For me, his accent was very charming. It's you wear orange, I wear red, like that.
Yeah.
So that doesn't negate anything of anybody.
True.
Yeah. But I would still recommend, when you have a chance and desire, it will be worth your while. Definitely worth your while. And to make a point of Christianity, it is true. It was my conviction that what we were living near Bhagwan was our free right. We chose to live like that. And unfortunately, we were in this Christian belt of America, Oregon, where they were behaving same as other religious
Yes.
branches.
Mm-hmm.
So it was our misfortune in that manner. And I was fighting for our community. I was fighting for Bhagwan's safety. And if I did not fight with fire, it would be, they would have run us over the first 3 months already.
No, one more thing. When I saw Wild Country as well as this one, so your documentary, wherein you talk about your side of the story, what I have realized is that utopia is just a dream. I mean, it's not possible. It's an amazing idea, but the way Rajneeshpuram failed or was made to fail, I think utopia is just a good dream. You can't achieve it.
For me, Rajneeshpuram hasn't failed. The reason is it has given an example that when humans learn to live in harmony with one another, they can succeed the way we had succeeded. It was the politics of the time in this region. They tried to destroy us. But even today I am living, I'm alive, and my house is a small utopia. Here too, we live about 15 different nationalities together. Here too, I have a bedroom which I share with my sister, just like my residents of the house. I eat the same food they eat, or they eat the same food I eat, however way you want to present it. And we live in a beautiful nature of Switzerland. There it was Oregon, here is Switzerland. And you see no lines of stress in my face. Now you see lines, they are experience of my life.
I'm still in love with you. Don't misunderstand me.
And
Despite of that, it doesn't matter.
and I would say to Manisha, don't lose your heart over little bit of electronic problems, because worse comes to worse, we can take the phone and throw it out the window.
That's true. That's true.
So don't take it to heart. It happens.
So I
Technology.
was talking to one of my friends, and I was like, "Man, this business, we see this loss, this that," and he was like, "You know what? In 100 years, we all be dead, and nothing will matter." And it's like, that makes sense.
Exactly.
The definition of God, okay, and let's take it towards a different direction altogether. This conversation, the definition of God, it's different for poor people, it's different for rich people. And I think when we define Rajneesh or Osho as Bhagwan, I think it was good for the rich people.
Well, I wasn't very rich, and it was wonderful for me. So we cannot, what is not right in your question,
Mhm.
one should not create boundaries. One should not create definition, because the words have also a possibility for expansion. One person says, love is so. The other person says, love is so.
Yes.
But for me, love is eternal, boundaryless. And that is the same with other words. So we have to be generous in our thought processes, in our arguments or discussions. Allow words to speak for themselves. And that can only happen when words have the freedom to speak. I can expand word Bhagwan in different ways according to my experience. I fully agree that rich people can have Bhagwan easily because they have something to bribe Bhagwan with. But poor people don't have that facility. And there, Bhagwan shrinks because we say, if you are Bhagwan, why poor people are hungry? You should erase that problem of hunger. So my way of thinking is that poor people should not be poor because the world has enough resources to feed every single person on this earth, including animals.
True.
But human greed doesn't allow it. Look at the temples. They have so much gold, so much money, and they get more every day. Look at Bihar. Bihar just has found in amounts that you cannot imagine. There is so much resources on the earth, but individual people are only interested in their own betterment and no other betterment. The politicians have their way of improving their betterment. Business people have their, warriors have their, and poor people doesn't fit in anywhere.
But if you look at it, like I was talking to an air marshal, like before this, I was speaking to him. So I told him that our DNA, human DNA, is identical 98.8% with chimpanzees. So what's wrong when we are behaving the way we are behaving? Because that's how we're supposed to behave.
Well, that's where people like Bhagwan and Buddha come in, that there is other possibilities. Don't be a chimpanzee and be human that we are.
How? But again, I'm really sorry, but my point is, don't you see that in a long run of 2000 years, 2500 years, it doesn't matter who sees the matrix, who understands the Maya Jal, who understands the illusion, but in 2500 years, it all is lost. I mean, people still behave the same the way they're supposed to behave.
We can be fatalist and say world is going to be destroyed, there will be a pralay, etc. But why not enjoy this moment to its utmost? We have gotten lucky for this moment to live life, enjoy life, love life, and be what we are. For argument's sake, yeah, fatalism is very good. It solves all problems. But solving all problems are not the ultimate achievement. For me, it would be a waste of time.
When you came to India in 2019, I saw a lot of discussions happening around, and uh, despite of that being 2019, a so-called right-wing government was in power, but the people you met with, the people who took your interviews, they were very one-sided, and despite of saying that they're not supposed to bring so-called XYZ things, what they really wanted was to push you so you could say something, to push you so you could say something. How was your journey 2019 when you came to India? How was it? What was your experience?
That journey was meant for me. It was wonderful. I had been for 35 years not in India. And some of my most beautiful times of my 73 life was in India with my parents and men of my heart, Bhagwan. That's where I learned to work and offer a quality lifestyle to whoever came my way. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. Okay, people are stuck with their judgments and their belief system, etc., etc. But I was untouched by it.
I can say that, yes, that's true. That's true. I agree.
And I answered to every XYZ intelligent questions, stupid questions. I do the same thing today too. I don't mean you. I mean, um, in a day, in a week, I do at least 3 podcasts.
Okay. Okay.
Since podcasts became prevalent after COVID. And there are some weeks I do 5. An amazing thing is that there are very few people who ask significant question, sensible question to enrich oneself. I don't mean money wise, I mean enrich the soul. I don't know if we have soul or not in this fatalistic world, but for the moment to feel good. And I'm for feeling good. And there were people who did have fun with me and laughed at my stupid one-liners or the so. No problem. And I came back feeling on top of the world. And
These
then,
people, some
so
of the people you were talking to, they can't handle the kind of scrutiny you had, even for 5 days. And when they ask questions, it's like I was reading a 23-year-old boy wrote an article against India's renowned businessman Narayan Murthy, saying that he said that 70 hours working is, this old man is gone crazy, this and that. But that's what the problem is. The people don't know how to create something, how to be part of something. They just know how to criticize it. Because your documentary said that, that you started, Bhagwan sent somebody else to create something outside India, that person was not successful, but you went and you literally created Rajneeshpuram by your own hands.
well, it was about me and some community members who really were there for Bhagwan, and together we did it. It was not just my effort, it was a collective effort. Okay, I was the managing part of it. I was the go-between Bhagwan and his people. For that also I got enough abuse from whole world. But I was warned about it when Bhagwan chose me as a secretary. He said, Sheela, I put you in a position of world envy. And it was so. It was so. But it gave me an opportunity to be creative. If I would have said no, thank you, they would be dumb. And I took the challenge.
I was talking to my 6-year-old daughter, and I was a little emotional, and I said, and I did not show your documentary to her, but I just told her your name. I said, you know what, once you become you reach an age of 16 onwards, I would tell you the story of a lady with, I want you to be as fierce and as unfazed and as smiling, because I saw you came out of the court with handcuffs and you smiled looking at the journalists, all the journalists. You just smiled looking at them. I was like, who the hell, the person who's just been given a 20 years in jail, she comes out and behaves very normal, that okay, all right, looking at the journalists and saying, hi guys, how are you? And I was like, this is something else. I mean, this is a deep spiritual power. And if you're getting that from Rajneesh Osho, awesome. I mean, I would definitely want to read more about him.
It is so. It is so. He was not just a lover of mine, he was also a mentor. And my parents had recognized that I would learn a lot near him, and they were so proud of me.
There are a lot of in India. There are a lot of people who try and become a mystique, or try and become a Baba or something. And unfortunately, Osho is kept in the same category by the Indian media. But what whenever I have spoken to few of the followers, and they're doing really wonderful job in their lives, they always call him a genius who was born before his time. uh, that had he born at the right time, maybe 50 years from now, then he might have occupied the entire world and changed everybody. So but when you look at the Indian Babas, the kind of some of them have defamed the name, actually. Like, there are some of the Babas called as Asarams, who have raped girls on the name of being Bhagwan. So do you think that that anybody who says, I'm the mystique, or I'm the guy who knows the truth, how will people trust that in today's era?
Problem is, it is to sit at somebody's feet to learn requires amazing amount of intuition, amazing amount of devotion. And if you do not have that intuitive feeling, then you're going to wind up in a wrong place. For me, Bhagwan, I agree with some people saying that he was ahead of his time. I say also the same thing. But he was born in my time for his own reasons. And I am not going to make an excuse that he is born in a wrong time. I want to learn from him all that he can teach me. And I just don't want to learn all that he can teach me, but even more I want to learn. So we were all there, and everybody learned what they were there for. And all walks of people came with all different aspirations, all different fantasies, different program of their own. My program was I wanted to be near him. Those beautiful eyes, that beautiful creature. I want to be near him. I didn't do meditation. I didn't talk of spirituality. Enlightenment is all bullshit for me. I had no interest in it. But what I felt here, for me, that was the most important. And I didn't care. People were talking here and there about their chakras opening and the colors seeing in the head. And they are on stage 3rd and 4th of meditation. Don't bullshit me. I don't want to know it. And then, as a secretary, I had a lot of responsibility. And once I said yes, like my mom and dad used to say yes to anything, then I wanted to see it 100% with quality. And that's where I was occupied.
So one question which was asked to you and in your documentary, it was like, life is a good performance. What role do you like, Snow White or the Wicked Witch? And you said both.
What role do you like then? Is it Snow White or the Wicked Witch?
Both.
What is your answer today?
Still the same answer, nothing new. I enjoy when I have to become a wicked witch to protect my community. And I still enjoy when they need me, they call Sheela, help me. Then I'm there for them. And that being there without selection is a very profound tool that one can have.
And how's your life right now? I mean, I saw a couple of videos in which you're taking care of the people who are disabled mentally. So you just be with them and, you take care of them. And in specific, I remember one video, and maybe I want to criticize you, because this lady who keeps saying that that my mom and dad are not dead, and you are just implanting in her brain that they are dead.
Schau mal zu mir, Christine.
Nein, sie leben verstorben.
Doch, deine Mama ist verstorben, deine Papa ist verstorben, gleich wie meine.
Nein, noch gestorben.
Ja, meine sind auch verstorben.
Meine leben noch.
Nein. Well, if you know this lady well enough, you will understand. If you understand her illness diagnosis, you will understand that you have to. Otherwise, she cannot live. For example, she has a fantasy from a snake. And if she sees snake, she thinks there is a snake hanging in a window or the doorway. She will commit suicide.
Oh.
And we have to bring her out of her fantasies. It is not simply that she sees a snake and thinks it's a rope, or she sees a rope and has sympathy. She has massive anxieties, and fear that brings utter panic in her, and she can do anything wrong. But the same woman, I'm maintaining it here last 20 years.
Wow.
And what does she say when I say goodnight to say and put my hand on her hair and play with her hair? She will say, Sheela, bist du meine Mami? Are you my mother? And I said, ganz sicher? I said, yes, I'm your mother. Und jetzt gehst du schon schlafen. Now you go nice to sleep. Every day. So there is so trust in me that I can hold her without hurting herself in reality. Okay, we don't know if this is Maya or reality, but this is in the moment my Maya,
True, true. Yes, yes.
my reality. And I help them in a way that I can.
How do you have such a big heart? I mean, because, you know, we all are, I'm a selfish person. We all are selfish people. Like, how do you have such a big heart? You know, the way you, despite of at this age, you know, you still there, you're still fighting for making sure that, you know, even if there is one person I can still keep in reality, you're trying your best to do that. How do you do that?
This generosity in me comes in my blood from my mother, father.
Okay.
They have been very generous with us children, and we were 6 monsters, you know. And not only, I'm looking at here because their picture is hanging there. So they taught us generosity. They taught us to share. And I remember my mother doing chapatis, Gujarati chapatis, one at a time. 6 hungry monsters are sitting, and she had to bring an order there. And especially in mango season, because you eat chapati with mango
Yes, yes.
pulp. Yeah.
Yes.
And she can prepare, she had 2 burners where she made chapati, so it produces more chapatis quickly. But we had to wait. She would half goes to one person, and then second person, the other half. Then the other one comes, half, like that. And some of us monsters were eating 10, 12, 15 chapatis at a time. And I have never seen my mother without a smile, which you talked about, that I come out of court and smile.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, and it is because my mother. And they were so much in love with each other. And we always felt they were ahead of their time. Because in their time, my father had bicycle. And he would put my mother in the front of the bicycle, and he would ride around the Baroda city. And people, and my mother would say, stop now, let me He says, no, this is my pleasure and your pleasure. But she will say, look at what people are doing, laughing at you. He said, they can laugh. But that was their generous heart.
And that's why maybe when your father heard about Osho Rajneesh, you would have been like, okay, I mean, this is how I think.
Yeah.
The way this man is
He
talking.
understood him. He understood him. And there are videos available of my father and Bhagwan dancing together. Maybe they have destroyed it after I left, but it is, they were they almost look alike.
Yes, yes.
My father has a darker skin, Bhagwan has a lighter. But that's because Bhagwan doesn't go in the sun.
So my daughter came to me saying that on the sharing thing, right? Because we share. So she says that, Dad, when I was listening to this song, sharing is caring, sharing is fun. She said, sharing is scaring. I said, no, no, no. Sharing is not scary. Sharing is caring. She's like, but the spellings are
Caring, yeah.
when you sing them together. I was like,
That's
yeah, yeah, but but I was like, okay, when you are poor, sharing is caring. When you're rich, it's caring.
yeah. But her logic is correct. She talks about sharing,
She comes up with questions that
caring.
surprise me most of the time. That, Dad, what will happen if you are dead? What will I
Yeah.
do? Like, how do we get, like, if you are there, and then what where is this light is coming from? And I'm like, she just keeps coming with questions which are. And one thing which I have made sure is that it doesn't matter how important my client is. If my daughter asks me a question, for me, that's it. I'll look into her eyes and answer her. It doesn't matter how much time it takes, because that is one place which I don't want to lose. I mean, I'm ready to lose other things, not her.
I agree with you. My father, at the age of 40, he had a booming business. He just left it saying, my children are of the age they need me.
Yep.
My mother needs his support. And he quit and he stayed home to help my mama and helped us grow up. He would read to us. He would make dictation to us. He wanted us to be highly educated, no matter where we have to go. We go to another community or another country. He wants us to learn other and take what is suitable for us. He spent time with us, lot of it.
So
And
in your document,
even,
sorry, go ahead. Yeah, go
sorry,
ahead. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No,
No, no,
go
you
ahead.
please. Go ahead. No, no, you were saying something. Please go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
even they saw my work here. I wanted to be on my feet before they die, because I had nothing when I left
Yes,
prison.
yes. Mm-hmm.
And they had the hardest prison because no parents wants their children to suffer, and
True.
they suffer the more. So I wanted them to be here with me in their last days. And literally tears would roll out of their eyes watching me serve my people, my community here. In the beginning years, I did all the work myself, that is cooking, cleaning, showering and helping patient, everything you can imagine. I was one person firm. And my father And mother would always ask in the evening. I shared my room with them. And they would ask, where do you get this energy from? You are working already from early morning and you're not finished. And during this time, I wrote my first autobiography, Don't Kill Him. My father wanted me to speak. He wanted me to write. And I said, okay, then I have to do it now because I don't know if you live tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then 6 weeks, I wrote the book.
Within 6 weeks.
Within 6 weeks. And I did my work during daytime. 10 o'clock, I put the last patient in the bed, and then I pull out and started typing. My father read every page without editing because he would be sitting in front of me and I would pull the paper out and he would be whether I wrote right or not. It was like a trance.
Yeah.
It just came out and I just tick, 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 tick. And that was my parents.
Okay, one more thing. I still see that there is still an ashram of Bhagwan Rajneesh in Pune. Do you have any connections with them?
No. I have no connection with anybody after I left Bhagwan. Every now and then somebody will send me some information, article or something. Good, I read it. And then that's it. Many times the account this journalist write about me, they're full of discrepancies and inaccuracies. But it doesn't matter.
Really, who cares what media writes? But a lot of times but for somebody to even say that, who cares what media writes, they should have a brain and soul like you. Otherwise, people get really impacted with what media says about them.
Yeah, some people commit suicide.
Yes. Yes.
I have read such stories in the world also.
Mm-hmm.
Not funny. They should take responsibility for their words. But we can digest.
Was there any issue from the Swiss authorities in regards to your past, or it was cool?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Swiss authorities, in fact, feel that I was overpunished.
Okay.
But they had to, because I know the government agenda was that Sheela and Bhagwan should not get together, otherwise they will create again. And it was easy. I left on my own accord. They didn't have to do anything. But Republicans have to have their revenge, We definitely made them look stupid, which they were.
Even today, I mean, nothing has changed actually, because you can
Exactly.
drop an atom bomb on a country and you are still not evil. You can kill thousands and millions of people all over the world, but you still find out evils in some other places. I mean, that's how
Right.
they.
And in RajneeshPuram, in my time, nobody has died, nobody has been and they were
Not even an
going.
accident, because you
No,
guys built such a big city,
yeah,
roads and everything.
no, nothing.
Because when I was watching the document, I was like, they are building so much. There might be an accident. They might lose somebody.
But that was the positivity, the love that we had poured into. I say here also to my team that the moment we become negative, there will be accidents here. Keep your negativity under control.
Would you allow me to criticize Bhagwan a little bit more, because you don't allow me to?
Well, is it necessary? Then
Yeah,
do
I
it.
have to say something, okay? Because it's not justice with myself, actually. So a guy who takes Rolexes, a guy who only travels in Rolls Royces, a guy who has an audacity to call his own secretary a term, a prostitute,
She says she was my lover. I don't love prostitutes.
which was last time used by, at that level, by Karna to Draupadi, when Karna calls Draupadi a prostitute. And this person, I mean, for me, it's going to be really tough to accept him like Bhagwan. I mean, sorry to say that, but it's going to be really tough for me to do that.
Accept him as a fellow being. I am not saying to you or anybody, call him Bhagwan. When people ask, I know him as Bhagwan because in 72, when I met him, he was known as Bhagwan. And I always called him Bhagwan, and he became my Bhagwan. Even today, I call him Bhagwan because that was his preferred name. And I think it suits him very well for me. Yeah? Karn said all these things about Draupadi. But I have no such problems. What poor Draupadi had to go through. And who are you going to blame about Rolls Royce and watches? His personal secretary, Maa and Sheela. Do you know the pleasure I used to get every time I come to Zurich for work and go back, and I bring him yet another jeweled watch? It's like a husband bringing for his wife. Or
By the way, between you two, I think you are the husband.
maybe.
Yeah, because that's what I think. I mean, you are the real man, actually.
Yeah, but I don't complain about my wife.
Now that's again so-called manly thing to do, right? Okay, all right. I think I have had fun talking to you. I mean, honestly speaking, I mean, it's been that you are not somebody who would not allow someone to to take the leverage and ask tough questions as well. But as always, I mean, I still remember when you were threatening that reporter that don't think I'll do anything to come to protect my community. You all had smile when you were threatening him. I was like,
They touch any of our people, I will have 15 of their heads, and I mean business.
Who threatens like this?
Mothers do.
You-
Mothers do.
I was like, यार धमका भी रहे हो यार, चेहरे में मुस्कुराहट भी है, big eyes, and ठीक है, समझ रहे हैं ना क्या कह रहे हो? What the hell is this? Okay, all right, and you know, and your time in the prison, was it okay? Was it tough? I mean, and I
My complete life, and now I say 73 years. I've gone through ups and downs of my life. I have some undesirable events like prison, but I have always found my way out. And
Yes.
that's what makes me intelligent, even if I say so myself.
I mean,
That
I can't. No one can be like you. Please go ahead. You were saying something. Please.
No, I say it is the people can say what they want to say. But one thing is certain, I'm not a complainer. I'm not a, oh my God, the world fell apart. No. I will go through it and go through it graciously. I was meeting yesterday an old lover of mine. He was my lawyer at that after I left Bhagwan home. And he says, Sheela, oh my God, you are so beautiful. It's criminal. He said, did you forget that I was international criminal?
But one
I-
thing which I can see that really on your face, I still don't see that the one which you're telling me in the beginning, that there is no tension, there is no you know, there is a lot of calmness, and I want that on my face. I mean, it's just that I don't know how to reach at that place in life. What is your siksha to me?
Oh, yeah. Just be yourself and enjoy life. Keep your environment positive. It's simple formula. Just being yourself.
My wife doesn't understand that, right? Being myself means if I see a hot girl, I am supposed to say, hey, how you doing? But my wife will not understand that.
Yeah, then be ready for her slippers on your butt.
Okay, all right. It was a pleasure talking to you. So I was talking to a school principal in Uttar Pradesh, okay?
Okay.
And he was telling 4 or 5 people that Dara Singh is sucking energy out of little children, little kids, and that's why he's so powerful. And I looked at him and I said, what was it? Where did you read it? He said, I read it in the paper. I said, was it like Dara Singh gets energy from children? He said, yes. I said, that doesn't mean he's sucking it out from them. It means that he's getting inspired by it.
People are so mad. So mad.
So thank you very much, and really appreciate that you joined us, Man and Sheela. And for me, you are a actual hero, and you will always remain like that for me.
Well, you can't change my nature. I don't give anybody that power.
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
Yeah. So you will have to suffer. I will call Bhagwan Bhagwan.
Yes,
Whether you like
that's
it
what
or
it
not.
was for me. I was like, okay, all right. but
Well,
I did not. I still shown you my honesty, right? Which I had,
yeah,
which I
klar.
wanted to ask you. I did ask you. I mean, I wanted to ask you those
Yeah,
questions.
definitely ask whatever, and I don't come prepared, so I can say whatever I want to say in the moment.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, ma'am. So see you soon. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Same here. I thank you. I thank your viewers, and I hope they have fun.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
आपने मेरी बातचीत सुनी है आदरणीय माँ आनंद शीला से। मैं ये निर्णय आप पर छोड़ता हूँ। आप डिसाइड करिए कि माँ आनंद शीला और भगवान श्री रजनीश में जितने भी आरोप भगवान श्री रजनीश ने माँ आनंद शीला पे लगाए वो सही थे, गलत थे। माँ आनंद शीला से आप मिल चुके, भगवान रजनीश अपना शरीर छोड़ चुके हैं। मेरी नजरों में माँ आनंद शीला की जो इज्जत है वो जितनी पहले थी इस बातचीत के बाद उससे 10 गुना और ऊपर हो गई है। जब भी मैं स्विट्जरलैंड जाऊंगा पूरी कोशिश करूंगा और उनके पास समय होगा तो उनसे जरूर मिलूंगा। आज के लिए इतना ही। हमारे चैनल को आप सब्सक्राइब करें, हमारे वीडियोस को लाइक करें, लाइक जरूर करें और बेल आइकन दबाएं ताकि नया कंटेंट आपके पास पहुंचता रहे। आज के लिए इतना ही। बहुत बहुत